Hello, I'm Miriam, and we love to have a prospective investor like you tour our plant. My parents started this business 20 years ago, and I basically grew up here, and we're all so proud of where we are. Are you ready to walk around? Oh, I am the compliance officer here too, and I have to tell you there are a few places in the plant that require a little caution, such as when we're around the forklifts. Please let me know if you have any questions. This is our main lobby. We usually use this place to greet visitors. We wanted the aquarium in the room because of the soothing sound of the moving water. Here's our main conference room. We believe strongly in communications, and we very often have little side meetings in here to make sure we're all on the same page. This is our main production process. We made this investment a few years ago to do bulk breaking. We service a lot of small customers, so they are happy to get our products in smaller, user-friendly containers. We're considering expansion into custom formulations as soon as we develop some formulation capability. This is our production control room. We use this operation to run the digital control system for the packaging operation. We made this investment a while back, and we'd love to increase the throughput rate. This unit gives us consistent quality, which we know is very important in this market. Hi, guys.
Hi, Miss Miriam.
Here we are in the main warehouse. This is one of those places where we have to watch out for forklifts. Along with the line of sanitary supplies, we are also distributors of a variety of industrial materials and consumables. We try to be very adaptable to our customers' needs. We are working with some of the big aerospace companies, and we are careful in our contract review process to make sure we have the ability to keep our promises. This is our main IT server. As you can see, we could use a little upgrade in this regard. One of the things we're interested in from an investment standpoint is upgrading our MRP system and establishment of a CRM system so we can share marketing information. My brother Tommy is mainly in charge of this function. Hi, Tommy.
Oh, hello.
Tommy is the Chief Operating Officer. He also has a lot of outside interests. We won't bother him right now. There is a lot more to see, of course. One thing you might be very interested in is our ISO 9001 registration. We've been certified for several years now, and we do have a quality policy that commits to customer satisfaction and continual improvement. We also have an ongoing process of risk evaluation and reduction, and we're always working on improvements to our systems. I certainly hope you enjoyed your tour, and we are all excited that you're interested in working with us to provide quality products to our important customers.
Since I started here 6 months ago, I've gained 20 pounds from stress eating, and my hair is falling out. There is something fundamentally wrong with this place. For me, it's because I have three bosses and none of them talk to one another. See those guys? They're supposed to be testing every 10th bottle, but they spend most of their time texting. They're longtime employees, and the management refuses to fire them. This IT server runs all of our so called systems. I have no idea how it keeps running, and the security software expired at least 5 years ago. Inventory? That's a can of worms in and of itself. The system for cycle counts and inventory control is still manual. These people have no idea how much, if anything, this inventory is worth. I was a division manager at one point, and I knew every month what my financial results were. At this place, I have no idea whether my department is making money or not. The financial system isn't integrated with the inventory system. I doubt even the management knows whether or not this place is profitable.
Carol, come in here for a minute. There's been a customer return, and I am holding you personally responsible for it. That's the third complaint in the last month. I've just about had it with Carol. She's the third person we've had in that job in the last year, and she's not going to work out either. It's impossible to find good people nowadays.
Carol,
We had
there's been
27
a
non-conformances
complaint, and I
in
am
this
holding you
place.
personally responsible.
27. I have
You
never
should have
been
been
so
managing that
embarrassed.
warehouse crew.
I am
And
up all
now,
night
one of our
worrying
most
about what's going
important
to happen
customers
with our
is furious
upcoming
with us
ISO audit.
because of our poor service quality.
I don't have a single minute to myself.
It's your responsibility
because of
to make
this
sure this kind of thing
place.
doesn't
I wanted
happen.
to go to Florida next
I
weekend.
wish I was
but I
surprised
can't
at this,
because I am
but I
putting
am
all
not.
of the procedures on the new
This
letterhead.
operation
and
was
also
perfectly
because
well
I'm making
organized
separate
when I was
procedure
running
books
it,
with
but now
beautiful
it seems
notebook
like we
covers
can't
for
do
each of the
anything right.
departments.
And I can't
You
possibly
need to investigate
this
this incident
immediately and take steps
Carol.
to correct it. See what I mean? It's like this all the time, and it never gets any better. The 27 non-conformances are going to have to wait. I will have to track down what happened on the complaint. I actually would prefer to come in early and fix some of this stuff, but yesterday they chastised me for clocking in 5 minutes before the start of the shift. I am very close to just not coming in tomorrow. Willie, there has been a complaint. This item is packed in individual boxes. The customer order calls for a label on each of the boxes, and also on the actual can, so they can maintain traceability. We put the label on the outside of the package, but not on the inside. Do you remember packing this shipment?
Sure. We produce that item all the time, but we never put the label on the inside can. It's been like that for as long as I can remember.
Well, it says right here on the order not to do that. Do you not pay attention to the special handling instructions?
Tommy told us to do it this way. We can make the label bigger so it is easier to read. Plus, it's a lot of work to open each box and individually label the cans.
Tommy? I might have known. Did he get anything in writing from the customer that says we can do that?
Not that I know of. You will have to check with Tommy.
God damn it. Have you guys seen Gary?
You mean the maintenance guy? No, he stays out of here.
Oh, what's that beeping? Why is that light flashing?
That's been flashing since I got here. We just tune it out.
Honestly, you can't make this stuff up. These guys are sitting around playing video games in the control room with some kind of alarm flashing and nobody is reacting to it. Better call Gary down there.
All right, so what's the problem?
Can you tell us the story on this light? What does it mean?
That's not connected to anything important. I wired this entire room years ago, and that thing doesn't mean anything. Why don't you get back to your office and mind your own business?
So nothing's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Now why don't you get the hell out of here and back to the office?
Well, that just makes my day. I wonder what Tommy thinks about this. Tommy, I want to talk to you about that guy Gary. He just basically verbally harassed me and threw me out of the control room.
Oh, that guy. He's a piece of work, isn't he? But the place can't run without him. He wired all of the control systems years ago, when he was working with my dad, and there isn't even a wiring diagram for it all. We actually hired an engineer a few years ago to try to figure it all out, and he had to give up. At the moment he is pretty harmless. It's in his interest for the place to keep running until he gets his retirement. We're going to live with this situation for the time being, because we need to keep running.
Is any of it dangerous?
All of it's dangerous. It runs all of the high-temperature reactors, plus the afterburners that the EPA made us install.
So you realize the potential liability.
Yeah, but despite all of the noise, we think he is pretty harmless, and we're not going to rock the boat at this point.
Wait a minute. What's going on?
It's a big return from Blockhead Corporation. It's almost $35,000.
A return? What the hell is wrong with it?
I don't know. It just showed up.
Well, does it have an RMA number? Did anybody tell you it was coming?
Nah, I don't know anything about it.
Why did you receive a return without an RMA number? You're supposed to have an RMA number or you send it back.
Debbie told us to.
Debbie? What does she have to do with it?
She's the salesperson for Blockhead Corporation. I don't know nothing about it. She just told me to receive it.
Something's going on here. Debbie is the salesperson, and Debbie is authorizing the return without documentation? And Debbie is telling the warehouse people to receive it without an RMA number? Something isn't right.
Now what?
Are you aware of the $37,000 return from Blockhead Corporation?
No, that's Debbie's account. She handles all of the Blockhead.
So Debbie can authorize her own returns? And Debbie doesn't have to get an RMA number? And Debbie is able to issue credit? And is Debbie going to refund the commission she earned on this sale? And do you not see that along with a conflict of interest and poor corporate control, since Blockhead Corporation is a federal contractor, all of this is quite possibly illegal? This is just fricking typical. The managers are subverting their own procedures. There is a flagrant conflict of interest in a company that's working with federal contractors. Maybe I should just call the whistleblower hotline, because of ethics issues. At this point, I can't tell whether this is laziness, stupidity, or incompetence.
Welcome to Inside the Dysfunction. Today, we're joined by a guest whose influence stretches across history. From the fall of Rome to the failure of your 9 a.m. team sync. She's elusive. She's persistent. She's probably in the room with you right now. Please welcome, Lady Incompetentia.
Thank you. I arrived late, brought the wrong files, and parked in the fire lane. No one stopped me. They rarely do.
For the viewers who don't recognize you, what are you exactly?
I'm not a person. I'm a presence. I show up when onboarding is rushed, when assumptions are shared over lunch instead of documented, and when someone proudly says, it's basically the same as last year's process. I'm the glitch in the org chart, the ghost in the shared drive, the reason your password expired again.
So you're not the same as stupidity?
Oh no. Stupidity doesn't know better. I show up after you do. You had the checklist. You had the training. And still, you went with Chad's cousin's spreadsheet. Stupidity is tragic. I am tragicomic.
Can you be stopped?
Temporarily. If you're vigilant, humble, and caffeinated. But eventually, someone updates the procedure and forgets to change the revision number. And there I am, waiting by the printer.
Do you have a favorite disaster?
So many. I whispered launch now during the new Coke rollout. I was in the corner during Bud Light's 2023 brand meeting, highlighting action items in Comic Sans. But my favorite? Anytime someone says, we've always done it this way. That's my lullaby.
Lady Incompetentia, thank you for your time. We'll try to do better.
That's adorable.
Inside the Dysfunction. New episodes, every time someone forgets to hit reply all.
See? There's something wrong with my laptop.
Oh, I don't like the looks of that. What's on that laptop that we should be worried about?
Not much of anything except about 7 years worth of emails, including a lot of customer personal information, all of my passwords and bank accounts, and a lot of communication with aerospace customers which might be covered under some secrecy regulations.
What about your sales contacts? Customer names? Sales records?
This is bad. Better run this by Tommy.
Like he's gonna help. He's only pretending to be an IT guy. This is ransomware, right? I think you're supposed to hear from someone that wants to collect the ransom.
Seems kind of purpose-defeating if you can't get into your email.
This is almost sickening. We have to deal with Windows 7, which has been out of security updates for 14 years, and on top of that, we have to try to get Tommy to get off his ass and do something useful. Meanwhile, Brian can't get to his calendars or his correspondence. I sure hope there isn't anything very important on there.
Any ideas as to how in the hell this happened? Did you open some kind of email attachment?
The spam filter is terrible on this thing. Isn't there some kind of backup system?
Sure, for the PCs that are hooked up to the network. But since your laptop stands alone, it isn't backed up unless you back it up. Most of us in the office run our email off of the server, and that is backed up nightly.
That's great unless you travel. Anytime I ever tried to hook up to the server, it was useless.
None of this is solving the problem. How are we going to get that data back?
We aren't. Brian here is going to have to get a new laptop, and start over, And this time not surf the dark web or whatever to keep this thing from happening.
Weren't we going to upgrade the system at some point?
I thought we were going to defer that and buy you a Jaguar for your company car instead.
Shut up about that car. We don't have time for this. I need to inspect your forklift log. Aren't you supposed to inspect this forklift every day?
This is it right here.
Yeah, but this is blank. You're supposed to fill it out daily, aren't you?
Yeah, but that's too much work. Tommy says we don't only need to fill it out once a week.
Yeah, but this is blank. You haven't even been filling it out that often. You know why we're doing this, don't you? The insurance auditor was in here 6 months ago and is making us. They don't want to pay some big insurance settlement.
You know what? This is ridiculous. Every time some inspector comes in here, they make it a little more complicated for us to do our jobs. In this case, it's just so they can cover their asses. Every time something comes up, the blanket response is to make us fill out a form. We already have 6 checklists a day that we're filling out before we load a single shipment. You want the truth? I don't care if they get sued or not. In fact, maybe I will be the one that sues them. If they really cared about us, they give us decent equipment to work with and do all of this with an app or something.
The OSHA requirement is once a day. When's the last time something was wrong with it?
Something's wrong with it right now. There's a hydraulic leak.
Oh. How long has that been going on?
Couple of days. I done told Tommy about it.
This place is an accident waiting to happen. No forklift inspections, oil on the floor, and Tommy knows about it, and all he does is surf the web and go fishing. To make matters worse, I have to inspect the bulkway equipment today, and I am entirely too well dressed for it. That was terrible. You want to guess whose idea it was to get into bulk breaking and chemical bottling? The same jackass who isn't around to clean it or make it run properly. I can't believe this. I am so stressed out. Our ISO audit is on Tuesday, and we aren't even close to ready. I don't have all of it on the new letterhead yet. Our training records are useless pieces of paper because the crew is untrainable. The forklifts are leaking oil, and the returned goods cage is a disaster. This isn't our problem, it's your problem. It's your job to keep the documents up to date and keep the system running.
I've been doing this for 11 years now, and it's always the same. The Friday before the audit, there is a lot of last-minute panic. Nobody has enough time. We end up putting flowers in the lobby and buying donuts for the auditor because we can't master the talent of keeping up with this stuff every day.
Tell me again why we're doing this? I've wanted to drop this ISO certification for years. It costs a lot of money, plus it's a lot of jumping through hoops.
It's because our customers are making us, including the Blockhead Corporation, which is more than half of our sales.
Well, it seems like they're forcing us to do a lot of stuff for no reason.
There is a reason for most of it. It's so we don't make a lot of bad decisions. Customers want a supplier that is reliable.
So what's the action plan? I have to get back to watching my fishing boat.
Action? What do you know about action? I thought we had decided to defer any action on the items we found in the internal audit for 6 months. That will supposedly let us off the hook for most of it.
It's the stuff we didn't find in the internal audit that worries me. AI can't go out into the plant and start asking questions yet.
Welcome back to Beyond the Dysfunction podcast. Today's guest is Frank, the ISO auditor. So what is ISO and exactly what does an auditor do?
Well, to be perfectly frank, it's not especially glamorous, although I do tend to get a prime parking spot. I walk around and figure out whether a company is in conformance with an international quality system standard.
What's the benefit of that?
The system started years ago with the old sailing vessels. If you wanted to ship something over the ocean, you hire a disinterested third party who knows that business to get a better idea of whether or not the ship was going to make it.
So you're the disinterested third party? Surely it must be difficult sometimes.
It's only difficult if the company is bad at it. And don't call me Shirley. I have a job this week in the distribution place that has been certified for many years. Frankly, I expect it to be simple. I'm worried about one thing, though. They sent me a note the other day and told me that they are ready. That usually means I'm in for some surprises.
Do you know the guest we had on last week? Lady Incompetentia?
Know her? You're kidding, of course. I couldn't do without her. I derive a nice income from human failure. Every year I send her a bouquet of wilted flowers to the wrong address on her birthday, which is April 1st, of course.
Thanks again for appearing on our podcast. And don't call us kidding, Shirley. This is Beyond the Dysfunction podcast. New episodes when we feel like it.
Okay, I am going in. You know, this job does take a bit of a physical toll. I flew in last night and dragged into a chain hotel at about 8. This place is a bit in the country, so I have to get up early to drive. The restaurant food is high carb. I always get the room next to the noisy ice machine, and some construction workers bumped into the room next door at midnight. I'm not really complaining. I am a bit like Madonna. They can't start without me. Oh, just in case you think you want to be an ISO auditor, to get this job, I had to have some combination of education and experience in the field I'm auditing. In this case, it's distribution. I had to pass an independent third-party auditing exam, which I paid for, and passed a 4-day approved auditing class. From there, I applied to several registrars and eventually was hired by 2 of them, each of which has a different web portal and training program. After that, I was an associate auditor for about a year and worked with about a dozen senior auditors. I learned a lot in that period, including the idea that once we get out here on the road, a lot of the ISO process is left up to us. And the number one source variability in the entire system is the auditor. Since I'm a contractor, I don't get paid for travel either, so I do have a preference for customers that are close to home. There's a little off-site time built into our pay, but it's less than the actual paperwork and reporting. The auditing standard requires me to spend a certain amount of time on site, but it's up to me as to how I use it. Hello, it's you again. Lady in Competencia. Don't tell me I put my shirt on inside out again.
No, you look pretty good today, actually, but you're not getting any better at driving. I just wanted to let you know that I've been all through the place you're going today.
Well, I'm not surprised. This place has had 10 auditors in the last 10 years, and I assumed that there was a reason. I'll keep an eye out for you. I try to be professional, as you know, but sometimes you feel sorry for me. Thanks for the heads up.
Don't mention it. I will see you inside.
Well, this is it. The auditor is here.
Hello, I'm Frank, your ISO auditor. You must be...
Miriam, I'm glad to finally meet you. Can I get you a donut?
Maybe a little later. What a lovely lobby.
Why, thank you. Yes, we do try to make the place pleasant. Can I get you coffee or something?
Not right now, thanks. I'd like to get set up. Do we have a conference room or something similar for the opening meeting? Hello, everyone. I'm Frank, your ISO auditor, and I'm here to perform your ISO audit. Before we get started, I'd like to thank you for your business and also remind you that everything that happens here is confidential.
Wait a minute. No one told me we were getting a different auditor.
Yes, I did. I told you that a month ago.
If I can continue. I'm auditing you today to the ISO standard, your internal requirements and other requirements if we find any. What that means is I'm going to look for objective evidence of conformity.
Other requirements? Like what?
Where you might be subject to other requirements like the government, customers, insurance companies, or anyone else. Since your quality policy commits your company to meeting requirements, any of these things are fair game for me.
Other requirements. I don't like the sound of that. There are parts of the system I would prefer he stay out of.
I still don't see the point. What does sales have to do with quality? If that guy sticks his nose into my shop, he is in for a surprise.
There are 2 kinds of findings you need to worry about. A minor nonconformity is a one-off that doesn't affect the integrity of the product and is not systemic. If we find one of those, we will have a conversation about how to fix it. A major nonconformity is much more serious. There could be multiple minor issues of the same type throughout the place. There could be multiple minor issues in the same process, which would not give you the warm fuzzies. There could be a minor nonconformity a year ago, and it's still happening. That says you either have a commitment issue or an issue with your corrective action system. There could be known defective product delivered to the customer. Let's hope that doesn't happen. There could be required parts of the system non-existent or missing.
If donuts and this cute outfit don't help, I don't know what else I can do.
The ramifications of all of this. You could be subject to a follow-up audit by your pesky auditor. You could be subject to certificate suspension or termination with whatever ramifications that has on the customers that are requiring it. Ultimately, it's up to us to maintain the integrity of the system while at the same time acknowledging that it's in everybody's interest that you succeed. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll be working with Miriam for a while to go over her QMS requirements. Thanks again for inviting me to work with you.